Welcome, Rebels, to Studio G. I'm Richard Pedzik.
And I'm Anna Saya. Thank you for joining us. Today we'll be covering the latest surrounding the Astro World Festival, John Gruden news, and the latest updates with the coronavirus.
We will also have local news and a special in-studio interview with the Executive Director of the Marjorie Barrick Museum of Art, Alicia Curlin.
All that and more starting now.
The tragedy that was Travis Scott's Astroworld has now claimed another life. Travis Scott's set lasted only about an hour while medical personnel were rushed to calls of people passing out, having seizures, and dying. People were climbing on stage and trying to stop the show. Countless TikTok videos showed this horrific event.
The death toll has now risen to 10. Authorities...
Anna, you look like someone that's in the Christmas spirit. Have you put up your Christmas tree yet?
I have, but it's not a real one. It is a fake one.
You know, I've just been listening to Christmas music. It's November. A little bit early, but... you know.
Getting into the season. So looking back at the weekend, Day in Vegas is a 3-day hip hop and rap festival that took place this past weekend. Headliners included Kendrick Lamar, Post Malone, and Tyler the Creator. This festival comes a week after the tragic Astroworld Festival that resulted in the death of 10.
Day in Vegas took extra precautions when it came to security and safety for the guests. There was extra security guards who were passing out water bottles both outside and inside the festival during performances. Guests in the front of the railings would hand off water bottles to the people in the middle of the crowd.
Multiple emergency exits were posted around the venue with emergency exits available.
Even guests were concerned about safety too, and would be seen making barriers around anyone who felt unwell in the crowds. Ashton Howard on Twitter reported, quote, "Security has been on point from my point of view. They are more or less focused on safety as opposed to policing. In general, lots of them walking around, passed out water bottles, and checked on people," end quote. The ongoing story of the fatal crash involving former Raider wide receiver Henry Ruggs continues. Ruggs missed an alcohol test while on house arrest. He faces DUI charges following the November 2nd crash that left 23-year-old Tina Tintor dead. The new testing policy is this: any MGM worker that is unvaccinated will be required to take bi-weekly tests for COVID-19. Here's the catch. All of these bi-weekly tests will be paid for by those taking the tests. This out-of-pocket test policy comes from a letter of the CEO, President Bill Hornbuckle, describing the changes because of a national policy set forth in an emergency order from the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. This will affect about 16% of the whole MGM workforce. A woman in North Las Vegas says she killed a homeless man after she says she thought the homeless man was bringing someone to kill her. Police say she left the scene of the first murder, went to her mother's residence where she shot her, and then was arrested by North Las Vegas police. She was rebooked into the Clark County Detention Center on an open murder with a deadly weapon charge. Moving on. Are you looking for a furry addition to add to your family? Anasaya has that. Do you remember what you were doing when you were 15?
You know, I was probably scrolling through my phone, looking at memes on Instagram. So
He's about to graduate.
I know, I was definitely not about to graduate college.
He's an inspiration to me.
I know, and I hope other kids follow in his path. But after we come back, we'll have weather and the sports right after these announcements.
Welcome back, and I'm here to deliver your weather forecast. So you can see here today we have an average of 70 and sunny skies. And if we look throughout the week, we're actually going to be coming out of these warm temperatures, and as you know, over this past summer, we actually tied the highest at McCarran Airport. So you can start breaking out those coats. I can't guarantee that you're going to break a sweat, but you definitely are going to feel chilly. So break out those coats. We can see today we have that 70 with lows of 52 probably in the morning and at the night. And Wednesday, we're going to be actually going up throughout the week. So I think it's because it's a little bit windy today outside. But we have clear skies, no clouds except for on Saturday. And it's going to be a great weekend for Halloween, so that's all I have. Back to you at the desk. Welcome back, Rebels. I'm here to give you that weather forecast. And today we got 68, which is a great temperature. You can go outside and look up and see that bright blue, sunny sky. And it's just a great temperature overall, not many clouds in the sky. We know Las Vegas is, when we get to this time of the year, it's going to be a little bit chilly, so you might want to wear a jacket. It's just a little bit chilly, not much winds. It's sunny as you can see for today. So like I said, not much skies. We're not going to be raining today, no rain today. And for your weather forecast for this week, we're going to be looking at some clouds upcoming in this week, and definitely on Friday, if you're going to the UNLV football game at Allegiant Stadium, it's going to be 73 with a low of 52. So if you're going to be staying out kind of late, definitely wear a jacket. 52 is a little bit nippy, a little bit cold. And then as we go farther into this week, we're getting out of those 80s, completely out of the 80s now. And those cloudy skies are not going to bring any rain, but it's definitely going to be looking real beautiful here in Las Vegas. So that's all we have, and we're going to send it back to Anna at the desk.
Are you
Well, thank you so much for being here, and you two are really our heroes. You know, you're Vegas's heroes, so thank you again for coming. And now we'll be going on to a story by reporter Richard Pedzik, who got the chance to interview another campus police officer who was also there on that tragic night. Thank you.
On the night of October 1st, 2017, Officer Adriana Miranda was at the Thomas & Mack Center, helping people coming from the Route 91 Harvest Festival where there was a shooting. Officer Adriana Miranda told me her story of being there that night as the police force and others got news of what was going down.
So on October 1st, I was actually working as student security for the department. And what we were doing was we were closing up the law school college and at the same time the honors college as well. So we carry radios, so we would also scan police radio. And at the same time we were hearing that there was people inside the dorms, and we were kind of just getting radio traffic of just people inside the dorms and a possible active shooter. And at the same time we were getting notifications on our phone basically saying what was happening at Mandalay Bay and, you know, the Route 91 concert. So at that point we decided to go to the public safety building, which is where we would actually report. And we decided to offer, you know, like our assistance, you know, if we needed to transport people from Dayton or anywhere on campus that they were running into to Thomas & Mack or Mendon Hall.
Officer Miranda told me about how UNLV students came together that night and assisted people by bringing in water. Seeing the community come together showed a lot to Officer Miranda, and she will later get into that and how that added to her purpose in being a police officer.
And when we were up there, actually, it was pretty cool because we saw a lot of students coming in with like cases of water and, you know, snacks and stuff like that for, you know, the people that were affected by October 1st. And it just really showed, like, you know, how great our community is, how great, you know, students are, and just like the community in general, helping people that needed it, you know, the most.
Officer Miranda needed a final push, as she calls it, calling the community coming together and overall being there for other people that night, really proving to her that this is what she was supposed to do.
You know, I wanted to go into law enforcement, but this kind of just like gave me the final push that I needed. Just basically seeing how we were able to kind of just protect people from, you know, from harm and stuff like that. It kind of just, you know, it was a good feeling. It was a very rewarding feeling, being able to just be there for people, and that's what I really enjoy. Being there for people during, you know, their worst times, unfortunately. I feel like it takes a special type of person to do that. And, you know, October 1st kind of just gave me that push that I needed to just show that, like, I can do it. You know, I can be there for people in their time of need.
I could only imagine what it is like to be in that situation that Officer Miranda and so many other first responders were in. I respect their job, and I believe that God put them in that position that they hold. Reporting for UNLV TV, this is GN Richard Pedzik. CES, also known as the Consumer Electronics Show, was held this year in Las Vegas. I went to the event to see some of the new technology showcased by companies like Sony, Canon, Panasonic, and many other major electronic companies. The event is industry only, so the public isn't invited. Southwest students were invited to show their product in a CTE competition that I tagged along to film and saw some really interesting products while I was there. Something that seemed to be out of a sci-fi film that were featured all throughout the event were self-driving cars. An exhibit that I saw showed different cars that pizza companies and Uber Eats might be using in the future. For me personally, I wouldn't trust these as I would feel better with a human behind the wheel, but the people I talked to said it was totally safe, so you make your own decision for that. The next thing that I saw was virtual reality, also called VR. Things like video games, real-life scenarios, driving, and many other things could be played through a special headset that makes it look and sound like you were wherever the headset shows. I even got to try out VR, and the game that I was playing was a showcase of what VR could do. I had to take off my glasses, so it was slightly blurry for me, but that's my fault. This video shows me playing through the game, and I was pretty surprised with what VR could do. If you haven't tried VR, I would recommend it, as it really feels like you were teleported to a different world with that headset on. The use of virtual reality doesn't just end at gaming and driving, as I was told at the event that it could also be used by medical professionals in practice surgeries. That to me is amazing. The uses of VR to me seem almost endless as we slowly start to approach a more technological world. Another really cool experience I had at CES was walking through this hallway of TVs, an experience that also included surround sound, making it something to remember. CES is an event that was truly breathtaking. Seeing all this new technology really made me realize the technologically driven time period that I live in. Hopefully, I can get invited to go next year. Here's a collection of some other things that I saw there. Reporting for The Outlook, I'm Richard Pedzik.
We have a service on campus to help all the stressed out students relax. Reporter Richard Pedzik has more.
Hey Rebels, if you want to get relaxed, you can go to the relaxation room that has massage chairs in the second floor of the Wellness Center. I talked with Christian Silva, who was an assistant graduate with fitness here at UNLV, and he told me more about these massage chairs.
So here we have the Rebel Wellness Zone. The room we're actually in is where we have our 4 high-end massage chairs where you can book them during our hours. And a lot of students and any faculty or staff that are members or community members come in to actually utilize these to just kind of take a break. It's a nice quiet zone and to just relax. And mental health and wellness is correlated to your body and your overall health. And I think our massage chairs are a great way to help just relax those muscles and overall improve your mental health. We also have fitness assessments in the Rebel Wellness Zone where you can kind of see where you're at. We have trained attendants and fitness trainers that can analyze body fat, body comp, flexibility tests, and movement impairments. And then if you want, we can also pair you with our nationally accredited personal trainers that can kind of get you on the right path to help you reach your goals, whether they be health and wellness oriented or even mental. And just getting more active can help people feel a lot better.
I also spoke with Faith, who's a Rebel Wellness Zone attendant, who told me more about the massage chairs, as well as how they can improve the mental health of the student populace.
Definitely help with mental health. So right here we can the massagers can relax a person, and also we have fitness assessments that can check in on your body and to also relax physically.
I wanted to know more about how the massage chairs could actually improve our mental health, so Christian told me about myofascial release, which is a type of stimulation of the muscles that can improve our mental health.
The term is called myofascial release, where it really relaxes your tight muscles, and it gets those knots and just tries to relax them, and in turn just reduces the stress on your body and your joints and your bones. So here there's various different modes. You can focus on your legs, your back, your upper back, lower back common areas. So yeah, however you want to do, you can just mess around with the modes and you'll be pretty comfortable.
If you want to try out these massage chairs yourself, you can book an appointment with the Wellness Zone or go in for a walk-in appointment. The Wellness Zone is open from Monday to Thursday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., but on Fridays they close 1 hour earlier at 4 p.m. This is GN Richard Pedzik reporting for UNLV TV.
Wow, that looks so comfortable. I definitely need to make an appointment and try out those massage chairs.
Poke Heaven is a family-owned business just 5 minutes away from UNLV. They offer a variety of items including poke bowls, Korean fried chicken, and ramen. The owners, Judith and Joey, know about broke college students and have a promotion for a poke bowl and half a bowl of ramen for only $12.99. If you're wondering how to order, you can pick either a regular or large-sized bowl with your choice of rice or salad. Then you can pick different types of poke, including ahi, salmon, or spicy tuna. After that, you can choose unlimited toppings, and if you're ever in the mood for burrito, they even offer those too. Poke Heaven is only open on the weekdays, so if you're ever on campus and craving poke or want to try something new, go to Poke Heaven. If you want to just try a new place or you love poke bowls, head over to Poke Heaven, just a 5-minute walk from UNLV. It's a family-owned run business by Judy and Joey, so come check it out. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Mia Nakamura.
Do we really want another Donald Trump as president? Someone who doesn't stick to his word? Washington has been ducking our problems.
No Trump! No KKK! No fascist USA!
But Cory Booker won't.
We can make big progress.
Booker got guns off the streets of Jersey, brought back jobs. He's the type of person that we want as president.
The direction I will be most concerned with will not be right or left. It will be with going forward.
We don't want another Trumpocalypse. Vote Cory Booker for real change. Vote for sass and be stuck in the past. Book it to the polls, America, and make the right choice. Cory Booker.
I'm Cory Booker, and I approve this message.
Report.
Welcome back. Today we have Katrina Arbus. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So could you kind of explain to me what actually got you into makeup and what inspired you to start doing makeup?
So I started doing makeup when I was 19. I've been doing it for 10 years. And I just saw my mom putting it on every morning and it inspired me to be a makeup artist, but now I'm in the world of journalism.
And around this time of year we have different types of makeup like Halloween styles and things like that, but what's your favorite style of makeup?
My favorite style, to be honest, as of recently is more of the natural glam. I feel like now people are appreciating more of their natural features, but wanting to enhance them with makeup every day. So that's my favorite.
And around Halloween time, do you kind of like go all out since it's like that time of year?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think this is one of the opportunities to go all out if you're going to do it. You should do it big, definitely.
How long did it take you to get to the level that you're at right now with makeup?
So with being a makeup artist, it's a lot of trial and error. So I want to say to perfect, well, makeup artists are learning every day, but I want to say 5 to 6 years is how long it took for me to perfect my craft, really.
And is there any like styling tips that you would say you're doing right now on my co-host right here? Like what specifically are you doing?
So I'm doing a spider web for Halloween. Honestly, a little bit at first and then just work your way up is the key, because you can always...
I don't know a lot about makeup. Like, could you explain like what you're using? What is that called?
So this is an eyeliner. It's a waterproof eyeliner actually, so it's really heavy duty. So if you're like going out or if you're going to be on stage, it literally doesn't come off. But I'm just using a eyeliner brush and a black eyeliner to create a spider web.
And so normally people don't come to do this, or am I actually wrong? Do a lot of people come to you during Halloween to do?
Yes, actually, my favorite Halloween makeup to do is clown makeup. Because I think it's super fun. You can kind of just do the spikes and do like the Pennywise look. That's my favorite look. I also love doing vampire makeup, kind of put white foundation all over the face to make it look really like dead looking and scary.
What about this year? What are you going to do for yourself?
This year, probably a mummy. Probably get some gauze, wrap it around, put some black shadow all over it.
Oh, you're going all out.
Yeah, that's the
So
way
I guess
to go.
I'll ask you, what's the next step right now? I see you're doing a spider web underneath her eye. Are you going to do a spider?
Yeah, I'm going to do a spider. I'm just going to create more of these attachment or these little lines here.
Is there any makeup artists that inspire you?
Yes. So I love Makeup by Mario. He's actually...
Love him. Kim Kardashian's makeup artist,
makeup
of course.
artist. I love him. Makeup by Ariel.
Kylie Jenner's makeup artist.
Patrick Ta.
Don't know him.
Well, he does a lot of celebrities as well, and he's just... The way that they do it is inspiring to me.
Do you want to be a celebrity makeup artist?
No, that's why I'm in journalism. I kind of just want to do my own. I actually hope to create my own makeup line. I think that'll be really fun. Yeah, so my concentration is in social media. So if I can find a way to mesh the two worlds, then that would be my ideal direction.
What's your favorite styles that you've done in the past? And if anybody specific that you would want to mention, anybody that we would know about that you did it for, or just any specific one that you did that was like your favorite?
Let's see.
Me.
Of course, me is this is probably my favorite, to be honest. No, I love everything. I worked on the same face. Fun fact, actually, when I worked for a makeup line called Inglot, I worked on the same face that J-Lo's makeup artist did. Wow. Scott Barnes, that's his name. So I think that was really groundbreaking for me to be able to work on the same face as he did, because he's also really legendary in the makeup world.
You mentioned your goal of having your own makeup line at one point in time. How would you go about doing that? Or if you have any like ideas about that right now?
So I'm actually feeding my brain every day on marketing as well as social media marketing. That's what I do here at UNLV. So if I could just kind of like think of something that no one's ever done before, I think that would be really something that would be amazing for me. No strict ideas yet, but kind of just some ideas, brainstorming.
And if you could actually tell people where they could contact you and get their makeup done by you.
Yeah, so my Instagram is at catlvmua. So
right.
At catlvmua.
And what would you say to somebody that's thinking about getting their makeup done by you, but they don't know yet? What would you say to them?
I'm really nice. I love doing makeup. Nice. Like, I'm super nice. I travel. I'm a mobile makeup artist as well, so I can travel to the client if they need it.
Well, thanks so much, Katrina, for coming in. As you can see, we have the final product on her face. That's looking pretty good. Well, when we come back, Mia will be giving us the weather forecast for this Halloween weekend. Welcome back. Today I'm with Alicia Curlin, the Executive Director of the Marjorie Barrick Museum of Art. It's great to have you in.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm glad to be here.
So I want to talk about the exhibit that's there right now. And it has very strong themes. It's called I'm Here. Mm-hmm. That is one of the exhibits. And I want to know, since you are the Executive Director, what was the process of selecting that exact exhibit? Or how did you go about that?
Well, pretty much everything we do at the Barrick is new knowledge. This show was created from the ground up. We had nothing. We chose I Am Here. That came from 1,000 conversations, walking around the space, deciding which artists we wanted to invite, what could we show from the collection, who could we invite, to tell their story. It really was inspired by a piece that we recently collected from Ashley Dowdy Harrison, and it is called I Am Not. And she produced that in June 2020. And it clearly says who she is. It tells her story. In fact, it's 10 feet tall, brightly colored on the wall. She's saying who she is not. And so we looked for artists who had chosen art as their medium for conveying personal stories. And so that was really the ember that helped put that together.
And there is other exhibits or other pieces that are in that. I went and walked around myself, and at first when I saw this candy on the floor, I'm like, am I supposed to eat it? And I know a little bit of the story, but would you mind maybe telling that story of that piece?
Yeah, what did you first think, though, when
I
saw that?
first saw it, I was like, I just honestly thought I wasn't supposed to touch it. But then I talked to Deanna, who was down there. She told me that it's more of an interactive piece. So, I guess talk about that.
So I'll just walk the audience through. When you walk into the museum, there's this glowing pile of what many people describe as like broken glass, right? You walk up to it, you realize it's candy, green candy wrapped in individual clear cellophane wrappers. This is an important piece. In my career, I never thought I would be able to exhibit Felix Gonzalez Torres, but Art Bridges said we could borrow anything from their collection, and we chose Felix Gonzalez Torres because to many of the other works in the show and many of our alumni and students, Felix Gonzalez Torres is very inspiring. This piece in particular invites viewers to reach down and take a piece of candy. You can choose to do it, or you could choose not to. What does it mean as a viewer to come in and take and consume a piece of candy, or save it as a keepsake? It's not a tunnel vision story. Everyone is able to have their own response to the piece, and Felix always encouraged that. But what we do know about him is that he's a Cuban-American artist that we're instructed to put 50 pounds of candy down. It needed to be green. And the title of the piece is Untitled, like many of his famous candy spill works. Untitled 1991 LA. And that was the same year that his partner, Ross, died in LA. So we know that it has a connection to his personal life and his partner. He was openly gay when a lot of artists were not. And so what does that mean to take a piece of candy, if it is about Ross, and then to have it completely be rebirthed and regenerated throughout the life of the piece?
And people can go online and read more about these different pieces.
Yeah.
And I do know that candy, Deanna told me it's going to be refilled after when they pick it up.
Yeah.
So if people don't know, students on campus, where's the Marjorie Barrick Museum of Art located?
It's easy. If you're coming from the Strip, you're going to head east from the Strip, and it's going to dead end right in front of the museum by the library. If you're a student, look for the library, look for the Desert Garden, look for WRI. We're right there. We're completely free too, so a lot of students will tell me, oh, I'm in my 3rd year. I didn't know we had an art museum. I wasn't sure that I was invited to come in. And so my challenge would be to come on in. It's for you. You activate it. And if you see something that you like, talk to us about it. If you have opinions on what you would like to see at your museum, let us know.
We really appreciate you coming in, and I hope some students can come check it out. So thanks so much for coming.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back. Today in our studio, we have freelance creative Kennedy Knack here with us today in interview. Nice to meet you, Kennedy.
Thank you for having me.
So I know you're a freelance creative, and I kind of want to know what you kind of do with that. And I know you were at Day in Vegas, so what did you do at Day in Vegas?
So I actually got the chance to cover Day in Vegas from a publisher named Holder Magazine. So they're huge. They're based out in Canada. So I was able to shoot content for them and shoot a bunch of artists throughout the whole festival.
And I know that you kind of shoot clothing as well and different things like that. Have you had, as you're freelance, what are some of the interesting jobs you've gotten into in the past?
So for clothing-wise, I had the opportunity to shoot for Mr. Cartoon. and that was through Stussy. And so shooting with Stussy was pretty unique and fun because as a teenager, I had the chance to work over there, and then it opened a lot more opportunities for me to get into the creative space.
So to talk about Day in Vegas, did you notice any differences? We know the Travis Scott Festival just happened, and just talking about Day in Vegas, and you've covered it in the past, what was different about this Day in Vegas?
So I can tell that the crowd was a little bit more hesitant than, you know, after hearing that news with Astroworld. That was pretty unfortunate, but you know, everyone still had a great time, and the venue organizers did like a really good job doing what they needed to do.
And I know you and Sean was supposed to be here, but so you and him are creatives together. What is that connection like?
No, so I actually met Sean at Day in Vegas, which was really cool.
Oh, okay.
So he's actually another Vegas creative as well, and so we got to bond over that.
In the past, what are some of your favorite shoots that you've had? Because you've worked with Stussy.
Yeah.
You know, I like Stussy. What type of celebrities maybe have you worked with?
I've shot with a bunch of celebrities. I've shot with like Chris Brown, Ben Baller, Mr. Cartoon, just a ton, man. It's a huge list.
When did you know you wanted to do this passion that is shooting? Like, what got you into that? Any inspirations?
Yeah. Well, actually, it was you know, in high school, freshman year. It's just like you're pressured to know what you want to do in life, you know. And from there, it's just like I've had all that pressure, and I wanted to find an outlet to do something. So I just picked up the family's camera and just started shooting away. And then next thing you know, my dad printed out one of those pictures and hung it at home. And from there, it just took off.
For those camera nerds out there, what are you shooting on right now?
I'm shooting on a Canon R6 right now.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. And do you have any inspirations? You know, Gunnar Stahl? You know
yeah, no, Gunnar Stahl's
like
a fantastic photographer, yeah. I personally, like, my huge inspiration are, like, very old photographers, like Robert Capa.
Okay.
He's a fantastic World War II and, like, war photographer. And it's just, like, you know, photojournalism back then is just, like, way different than it was now. And just having that, you know, having that art and to see back in the past is just absolutely crazy.
You got anything upcoming here that you would want to talk about, maybe something interesting?
Yeah, I mean, this creative-wise, in a sense, you know, I'm getting more into, you know, other venues of like creativity. So getting more into like cars rather than, you know, fashion and festivals. So it's just like another, you know, branch that I can go into. So pretty excited about that.
And you said that, you know, you just picked up that camera and started shooting, right? It's that simple, right? What would you tell somebody that's looking to get into this?
Like the biggest advice is to keep shooting. You know, it's just like people probably ask me all the time, like, how'd you start out? It's like you keep shooting, you shoot at homecoming, you shoot at proms, and the next thing you know, you reach out to local businesses and you keep going, you know? And
well,
that's
before we go,
it.
we want to put some of your photos on the screen right now. So we're actually going to play some of those photos right now. And so are you going to be doing a Day in Vegas next year as well, if they have that?
If they do have that coverage, yeah.
And Coachella's coming up. I mean, you can do that, you think?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. All right. Because you have those connections with those publicists. How did that happen?
Just through word of mouth and, you know, talking to the right people. It's like connections is huge, man. It's just like you just got to talk to people. You have no idea where it's going to lead you to.
All right. And we can find you, what's your handle for like Instagram?
It's at Kennedy Knack.
All right. And they could probably contact you there if they want to do a shoot or things like that, right?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in, Kennedy. It was nice talking to you. Definitely going to have to, you know, follow you on the gram after this.
Appreciate it, man.
Check out your shots.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. And now we're going to be tossing it to Mia back at the desk.